Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Here on Abby the Witch, we do witchy and alternative things. If you are a returning subscriber, hi, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. Nice to meet you, and thank you so much for joining us today. So here today on Abby the Witch, we are going to be talking about protection magic. Okay, so before we get really deep into that though, I did have a few updates. So update number one, actually I might only have one update, whatever. My update is that I think I'm going to start going down to only one video a week. I usually do 2 videos a week, but since I've been progressing in how much detail I want to put in my videos and how much editing I do, I'm progressing, right? So I kind of want to start focusing just on one topic a week. If I'm feeling really like crazy driven that week, I might put out 2 videos, but I think for now I'm just going to focus on one topic a week, and I'm just going to put out 1 video a week. I think that'll be a little less overwhelming. It'll be less pressure on me, and I think I'll just be able to deliver even better content if I do it that way. Now I am going to start going back into my IGTV and doing more pick a deck readings since I'm doing only 1 video a week on YouTube now. It won't be every week that I do a pick a deck reading, but I do want to start getting more into those. So that's another reason I'm going to be only posting 1 video a week. Like I said, it might be more than that every week, but just plan on once a week. I'll probably upload every Wednesday. I think that sounds good, every Wednesday. For now, that's what I'm going to do. You know me, it might change in a week. That's just how I am. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys all know that. And I also have a shout out for this week. So the shout out for this week is actually a really big channel. They already have a huge following, but I wanted to shout out the Paranormal Files. He probably won't even see this. Because like I said, he's so busy. He's constantly filming. He's constantly, he has a huge following. His channel is big. But anyway, the Paranormal Files, if you don't already watch the Paranormal Files, it is what it sounds like. He does a lot of ghost haunting investigation, paranormal investigation. He travels all over the country, all over the world. He's even done like England, Ireland, I think, a couple other countries. But he focuses mainly in America. He travels all over the country visiting different haunted sites. He does like the history behind it. His videos are so good, so good. If you're into spirits and hauntings and things like that, which I'm obsessed with it, go check out the Paranormal Files. They're great. I need to pick up some merch because I'm so obsessed with the channel, and I have been for like years at this point. He's been doing these videos for a very long time. He's put in so much work and so much effort, and you can tell he puts a lot of love into the work that he does. Again, huge following, but he deserves it. I mean, it's paid off for him, all of his hard work. He really has earned it. He deserves it. So go show him some extra love. Might as well. I mean, like I said, go check it out, even if it's just for your benefit. I mean, his content is, like I said, amazing. So good. All right, guys. So without further ado, let's dive right into protection magic and how I personally use protection magic. So protection. Why is it important? Let's start out with that. When I first started out my spiritual journey and I started practicing magic, I did not think to protect myself and my energy and my mentality. I did not think to protect myself at all. And what was happening to me was, especially after tarot card readings, I felt that I was absorbing all of the negative energy or all of the baggage or all of the sadness from the person I was doing a reading on. And after the reading, even if it was just one reading, after a reading, I would be so absolutely drained of energy. I would be sometimes even like sad. Every time though, I would be like exhausted, and the only thing I would want to do after my reading was lay down and try to take a nap. I would get really lightheaded and dizzy to the point where like it was hard to walk sometimes and stand up. I mean, it was really bad. And I was like, what is going on? And I finally talked to a couple of my friends who have been doing things like Reiki and tarot reading for a while. And they said it's because you're not protecting yourself. You're taking on all of that person's energy. Or if I was doing like spell work and not asking for protection, I could, accidentally pick up something. But yeah, it's really important, especially if you're doing readings for other people. You don't want to pick up stuff from other people, So it made so much more sense to me after I talked to my friends who are like, you need to ask for protection. You need to do protection magic before you do any kind of magical working. So I started doing that, and immediately, like, my dizziness, my sadness I would sometimes obtain after readings, just feelings of, morbid feelings that I would sometimes get, even if I was doing like scrying or meditation. I remember there was one particular instance that I was scrying. I was doing my eyelid scrying, as I do, after I was doing my candle gazing, and this was before I started asking for protection. And I remember seeing this really black, dark figure, like it was like an out of body as I was scrying, and I saw me, but then I was like facing me, and then behind me I saw the like dark human looking like shadow type figure like crawling towards me. And it was really scary. I was scared for a while, and I had like really dark depression for a few days, and I struggle with depression anyway. For a few days, it was like these weird, morbid, dark feelings, and I did a counter spell on it, and it went away. But I really I was like, okay, I got to do something about this, because I feel like I'm just like an open vessel that anything can just dump into. So I started asking for protection. This is what I do to protect myself when doing magic. First of all, I wanted to start out with a very general way to protect yourself, and that's the color black. For me, black has been huge in protection magic. I put black in my hair. I wear black jewelry a lot. Black to me is very, very important. If you watched my things I used to be scared of black candles. That's actually one thing on my list now. Like, it's just very important to me, the color black in general, black clothing. And let me explain why. To me, the color black absorbs, right? If you look up like the metaphysical properties of black tourmaline, it would say it will absorb negative energy for you, right? I think of the color black as like black pavement, right? Growing up, like when I was in elementary school, we had a black pavement, I'm sure a lot of schools do, with like basketball goals and stuff like that. If it was a really warm, sunny day, it would be so hot to the touch, the black pavement, right? So to me, it's like that black absorbs all of that negative energy. It absorbs all of that, right? And it puts it back out into the air as warmth, as warm, positive energy, okay? So that's how I visualize, that's what I see, that's how I feel like the color black works for me, generally speaking. Now, specifically, things that are black that I use. Another thing that I am obsessed with and I have to have with me is my black tourmaline. Now, I know other crystals and rocks like obsidian, black onyx, black diamonds, that's a little more expensive. Those things can absolutely work as protection as well. I just happen to have black tourmaline. And so just like the color black in general, I believe that black tourmaline works the same. If I have this with me, it'll absorb the negative energy, turn it into good, and release it as warm, positive energy. I also work with candles, black candles, like I said. I light my black candles specifically for protection. I have it back there. Oh yeah, it's still lit. I have one back there right behind me. Whenever I do any kind of magic, I always get out my black tourmaline and I light my black candle, and those serve as a form of protection for me. Now, I don't want to get super into detail about how I do use these things for protection, because I do way more than just holding it and lighting the candle. I do way more than that. But I will briefly discuss what I do. Okay, so the color black, black tourmaline, black candles, black in my hair. We discussed that. Now, black tourmaline leads me into another kind of crystal that I do utilize a lot for protection, and that's clear quartz. Clear quartz is kind of like a mega crystal to a lot of witches. It serves a lot of different purposes. It can definitely help amplify other powers, amplify your other crystals even. I use my clear quartz as kind of a balancer, and I call it my energy bank. Okay, so I struggle a lot with, like I said, I absorb other people's energy. So like if I'm going out in public or whatever, I might absorb anger or like grumpiness or negativity or sadness from other people just like walking by them. So I wear my clear quartz personally as my little energy bank. And what it does is it will, instead of that bad energy going into me, it will go into my clear quartz, okay? Pretty similar to actually black tourmaline. And what this does is it just kind of like stores it for me. And then whenever I want good energy, I will grab onto it and I call it kind of doing an energy withdrawal, right? Just like you go to a bank and do withdrawal, you get your cash. I go to my clear quartz and do a withdrawal of good energy, right? So my clear quartz, again, just like my black tourmaline, very similar to my black tourmaline, will capture that bad energy and hold it for me and store it for me, and it will turn it into good energy. And when I need it, right, just like when you need money, you go to the bank. When I need it, I go to my clear quartz and I withdraw good energy. So that's how I view my clear quartz, and that definitely helps protect my moods, right? Whereas my black tourmaline protects me in way more aspects to me. Like it protects me from, like I said, that dark figure that was behind me when I was scrying. It protects me from that. It protects me from hexing. It protects me from a lot of different things, even I feel like physical harm. But my clear quartz, I view more as just my emotional energy bank, right? So that's how I work with my clear quartz. And with these crystals, lots of times, like I said, with my clear quartz, I'll take them with me. I wear this necklace out a lot. If I remember, I forget things a lot. But I travel a lot with my crystals. I'll put my black tourmaline in my pocket. A lot of witches do that. I wear my clear quartz necklace, like I said. Obviously, if I want any other things that day, I'll grab another crystal. But for general protection, I will have my black tourmaline or my clear quartz, or both even. So yes, travel with them. Okay, so moving out of the whole crystal and the color black theme, moving on to some different things. So I love using sigils for protection. I could do a whole video on how I make sigils, but I have made my own sigil for protection. Okay, and if you're not sure what a sigil is, it's basically just a symbol that you create. I create it out of letters. Again, I could make a whole video of it explaining, and there's so many other YouTube videos out there explaining how to make your own sigil. But I use sigils primarily for protection. I have wind chimes hanging close to every door of my house, and on every wind chime, well, almost every wind chime, I put my sigil that I created for protection. So I actually took a Dremel and just like drilled it in, like carved it into the wood parts of my wind chime. So I feel like it protects my home. And I feel like when the wind chime sways and that sigil sways, I feel like it's kind of like rattling the negative energy and it's pushing it away. That's kind of how I view it, right? It helps blow the negative energy away from my house. I also put a sigil on, I've put my protection sigil on a lot of things. I've put it on candles before. I've carved it into candles. I've carved it onto my broom that I made. Anything that you want protection for, anything that you want protection for, or anything that's in your home that you're able to carve a protective sigil onto, like, I say go for it, because it's helped me a lot with my protection. Along with sigils, I also love a specific symbol, and that's the pentacle. I have a pentacle, another wind chime outside that's a pentacle. I believe the pentacle symbol means a lot of different things, but one thing is protection. I also have a pentacle tattooed on my calf. So I believe that wherever I go, I'm protected. I could go somewhere butt naked and still be protected because I have that tattoo in my leg. Okay, so another thing that I believe brings me protection is my witch's broom, or brooms in general. Traditionally, from what I've learned, a witch's broom, I mean, brooms are symbolic of a lot of different things, right? One thing that brooms can help serve or symbolize is protection. So I have 2 brooms outside of my door. One's a cinnamon broom. The other broom I have outside is just a broom that I got from Target. I honestly need to program it and like cleanse it. I haven't bothered. But traditionally, like I said, they can symbolize protection. There's a tradition where if you put your witch's broom above your door, evil can't like cross over it. It can't go through it. It can't pass through that barrier. So that's why I have 2 brooms outside of my front door, so that evil and bad energy can't pass over that and pass through that threshold. And I really want to hang the witch's broom. I handmade my own witch's broom, and I want to hang it above my front door inside. Haven't gotten there yet, but eventually I will. Okay, so another thing that I do for protection are witch's bottles. Now, if you haven't heard of these, they're just little bottles that include different herbs, liquids, and little objects for whatever you want it to serve, right? Whatever purpose you want it to serve. So I made my witch's bottle for protection. And I put, it's been so long since I made it, but I put vinegar, sharp objects to help defend, and just a little bit of black tourmaline. I think I just put a black crystal in there. I don't even know if it's actually tourmaline. But yes, you can make your own witch's bottle for whatever you want. I've made it for calm and confidence for my sister. She loves it. So you can make a witch's bottle for anything, but one of the most popular ones to make is a protective witch bottle. I can throw some pictures in here of what my witch bottle looks like. I need to redo it. Ideally, you want the bottle to be completely filled. I don't have mine completely filled. I did my protective witch bottle like a long time ago. So I need to redo it, but I'll still put a picture up here and show you guys. I sealed it with black candle wax on the top, and you're supposed to leave it by your door, and you're supposed to leave it hidden by the door. Mine's not hidden, but yeah, cool. The last thing I wanted to tap on was asking my guides for protection. Now, this kind of goes back to the very first thing that I said, because what I do, and this is me kind of tapping on what I do with my black candles and black tourmaline, is I will candle gaze into my black candle until I'm in a trance while I'm holding my black tourmaline. And then once I'm in a trance, I close my eyes and I ask my spirit guides to please protect me, right? I eyelid scry after that. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go into huge detail about that because I pretty much already have a video on how I candle gaze and scry with my crystals. And I'll link it down below. It's what I do at my altar video. But yeah, like I do in that video, I do the exact same thing when I'm asking for protection from my guides. But I always use my black candle and my black tourmaline. In turn though, make sure that you're giving your guides offerings, make sure you're thanking them, yada, yada, yada. Because this isn't a one-way street. This is a two-way street. You're working with your guides. They're not working for you. Okay. You're working with them. So make sure you're doing offerings, thanking them, right? showing humbleness. Another thing too, these are random things I just thought of without writing down, but make sure you cleanse your space too with either like sound, or you can use sage, you can use palo, any kind of smoke honestly cleanses negativity. Make sure you open your windows. This is just how I do things, right? I don't want you to think I'm like telling you how to do it. This is just how I do it. But I always open my windows. If I'm using smoke to cleanse my space, I always open the windows, because that way the negative energy goes out as you're cleansing, right? I leave them open for a little while and then I close my windows, and I have a positive, or at least neutral energy space, right, that I can do whatever I want with. But that helps protect you too. If you're in a cleansed space, right? Like I always cleanse my altar and my spiritual space before I do any magic or even ask for protection, so that I have a clean slate to work in, right? Okay guys, so that was my video on protection magic. Pretty short and sweet today. If you guys have any questions, please let me know down below. Also, if you do anything differently for protection magic, I would love to hear what you do for to protect yourself when you're doing magic. Let me know that down below as well. I just always ask that you stay respectful and kind. This is a non-judgmental zone. Thank you very much. Yeah, and that's pretty much it today, guys. So until next time, I hope you stay well. Thank you so much. Bye.